I'm
Yeah.
thinking of a specific person that I know that, for example, this is just a story that I'm trying to find what allowance would mean for her. So, for example, she was given a specific intervention that she thought was going to be a beneficial thing for medical intervention, and ended up causing quite significant harm to her. And then when she was having the conversation with her doctor was still saying, you have to actually still you have to still get this, and because I can't actually tell you no. And the doctor even had tears in his eyes as he was saying it. So she knows it's not something that feels right for her, yet she's kind of being told. So from a state of allowance, what would that look like from a decision-making place then when we're faced with, which can be quite difficult decisions to make?
Allow yourself to own your own life.
Nice. Okay.
Simple, right? I mean, I'll try not to ramble. Just allow yourself to own your own life. Why is it his decision, her decision, their decision? What? Who says? Why? Why are we agreeing to that? Remember the first thing we talked about, agreeing and accepting?
Yeah.
Right? It's a powerless state. It really is. The rock that just lets everything just keep going and is untouched by it, that rock is immovable. That's power. It's the opposite of weakness. So again, the ego mind misinterprets everything because the ego mind is a great reduction of consciousness. It doesn't understand anything. It doesn't even understand what gave birth to it. Right? How can we understand anything if we don't understand the self? Right? We got this little ego mind that doesn't, I mean, why does the mind constantly want more and more information? Because it doesn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll prove it to you right now. Ask yourself, what do I know? Blank, right?
Yeah.
Sit with that for a second. All this memorization, looking up, all the endless, right? What do I know? That knowledge is just as inauthentic and invisible as your ego mind identity. That's what I'm talking about. And it only takes one proper question. What do I know? Who am I? Right? So when we start to work in this direction, which is inward, with a gentle tenacity, right? The results will be there. The result is the infinitely spacious and completely and utterly unlimited I am, or what we call sentient, or what I call sentience, right? Divine intelligence, our level of love and wisdom whose subsets are our talents and abilities. We have to start to question things. Once we start to question the subconscious patterned egoic mind with simple questions, we'll be free of it. But until we keep obeying it, we're working on assumptions that are just false. Mm-hmm. And then trying to make sense out of something that's just false, that doesn't take in the entire picture. It's a pointless endeavor. So, what do I know? Nothing, right? So it's best to just be that rock, right? And let all this happen. And then just as you said, Jason, when you're in that state of I am or fully present, you're absolutely right. God's will does take over because your will is God's will. Mm-hmm. I don't mean your ego mind. I mean the true self, the real you, the I am, the sentience. That's exactly right. Your will is God's will. Your ability to come here with a life plan is God's consent. You don't get a physical vehicle unless you got a worthy life plan. There's a long line for physical vehicles. I promise. Everyone wants to experience physical reality, the tangibility of things, right? That you can't get this anywhere else. So unless you have a life plan, a worthy life plan, you don't get a suit. And for you to have a worthy life plan and you get a suit, that is God's will. That's God's blessing. Literally. So you're right. We have to learn how to do this, to shut off the ego mind. And as you guys know, there's plenty of magic tricks that we can do that in 1 second. There's certain questions that we can ask ourselves. What do I know? Who am I? Mm-hmm. It stops your brainwashing. Mm-hmm. And then it allows that inner voice to come through. That is free will.
Yeah, that was great, RJ. That's kind of what I felt like I wanted to touch on. And it's that allowing yourself to own your own life. Mm-hmm. And then from there, see what direction that takes you. Cause that's all, that's like, to me, that's a whole nother world now that just opened up when you start to do that.
Yeah, you let in a supreme intelligence into your life when you can be present and let that voice speak. That is a supreme intelligence. This thing is a petulant child that doesn't know anything, right? Just ask yourself, what do I know? Right? So we want to let in, because we are the supreme intelligence, the sentience, the I am. And it simply occurs by being present. Everyone has really experienced this. They might not consciously be able to explain all the, who cares? But you know what it feels like. We all know what it feels like. And that's what this is about. It's about the tangibility. It's about the experiential knowingness of the self. And you can only do that when you quiet the subconscious pattern egoic mind, because all the machinations within that mind doesn't belong to you. It's what's here that you've bought into. That's not you. So the key is to learn how to quiet that through any magic trick or standing on your head, who cares, whatever works, and then let that voice come through. That voice can't be stopped. It cannot be stopped. And that's the voice that all of us have to learn to listen to, even if it does, our husband doesn't like it, our wife doesn't like it, our doctor doesn't like it, our clergy doesn't like it. Who cares? It's your life. Claim it, own it, and you're responsible for it. No one else says. So live that way. Live with the authority that it is your life and create the life that you want by being true to yourself.
Yeah, beautiful. That's totally where allowance and power meld together.